and share my screen. And so welcome everybody to the masterclass today, and thank you for joining me. This is a masterclass on 5 ways to a balanced life, and Beck Smith from BENN magazine has asked me to give this masterclass. And so if you have any questions throughout, please pop them in the chat, and I'll coordinate with the live chat as well as explain each of the slides as we go through as well. So I'm going to share my screen here and slideshow from the beginning. And okay, so we are live. And so, like I said, 5 ways to live a balanced life. And if you're listening to the replay, please add comments in the Facebook group. And just to let you know, I can no longer see the chat. So if you have any questions, just let me know afterwards, and I'm happy to answer those for you. So what we're going to talk about today is 3 reasons why people are not living a thriving and balanced life, and 3 strategies to begin using today to get you on the right path, and then 5 proven steps for you to live a balanced life. So let's get into it. So you're in the right place if you want to, live a renewed, vibrant life, and you want to take back control of your life. Or if you're struggling or suffering with emotional or physical pain like I was, and I'll share a little bit about my story as we go through. And you're in the right place if you want to have clarity on your direction and overcome health issues, stress, anxiety, depression, trauma. So trauma is a big thing, and it's not something that, we commonly talk about or really talk about the root cause. So I'll go into a little bit about that. And if you want balance, freedom, and happiness so that you can thrive in life. So balance is really key right now, and energetically, that's what we're all experiencing with the energies on the planet right now. So if you stay until the end of this masterclass, I'm giving away a free gift to you, and it is my ebook on rewiring your brain, and it's got 33 super powerful tips that you can start using on a daily basis right now. And so when you download this, please let me know what actually unfolds for you, and the changes and the ahas and the insights that come through for you when you start implementing each one of these tips. So a little bit about me. And so who is Linda Joy Benn? And so I've been named a transformational catalyst. And how I got that name is last year I was studying astrology, and the teacher, when she saw where my planets still current time on my birth chart, she just went, wow, you've got a trine, you've got your sun here, Pluto here, Uranus. And I said, well, what does that mean? And she said, you're a transformational catalyst. And I went, oh, fantastic. I've been looking, for what do I call myself? Because, I've had many, many different titles over the years, stress reduction expert and holistic health coach and, all these different titles, because I've been in the industry for over 20 years and going yeah, I've been studying holistic health for over 30 years. So I'm giving away my age here. And so, as you know, I continue to upgrade and learn and grow. Well, I just continue to reinvent myself. So over, all these years, I've been studying so many things. And so just to give you a little snippet, back in 1990, that's when I first met my spiritual teacher. And he was in California, San Jose. I left Australia to go travel, and I had cancer. And at the time, I just knew I needed to escape and leave Australia. I was in so much emotional pain, and I got diagnosed with the cancer before I left, and the doctor said, you cannot leave. And it's like, no, I have to leave, because I knew that if I stayed in the toxic environment that I was, I wouldn't be here today. So when I met my spiritual teacher, I actually first went and had a reading with him, and he obviously, he didn't say, what he picked up, but he just knew I was in a lot of emotional pain. And from that day, I actually kept in contact with him, and every week I would go and see him, and we became friends, and I stayed with him, and he helped me to understand why I was here, what my purpose was, and why I chose the family that I came into, the family that I was born into. Though at the time, I was suppressing and pushing down all this emotional pain of sadness and grief and hurt, and wondering why I was being ostracized and not accepted in the family, and constantly being rejected and abandoned and attacked. And it just went on over the years. And so the way I numbed out was with addictions, so I didn't feel. So this created the cancer in my body. But at the time, I was just, I was ready to leave. So I take full responsibility for I created the cancer. So that's what really put me on the path of the whole mind-body connection, and studied many different tools and techniques from many different teachers over the 30 years. I mean, Dale was one of my first teachers, though I actually started on the personal development path prior to that. And though when I had cancer, that was a really pivotal time in my life, because I was at a crossroads. Do I stay or do I go? And where am I going? So I've healed myself of, cancer as well as an autoimmune disease. And through that is all, my whole body was just shutting down, every organ, every system. So I know what it feels like when people have health challenges, because I have been at rock bottom, and I also know how it feels like emotionally. There's a part of you that just gives up, and it's like, get me off this planet. It's way too hard. It's way too painful. And I'm ready to leave. And I saw another spiritual teacher when I was in that place, and basically got spirit slapped. And she just, what are you doing? Do you know who you are as a soul, and why you're here? And it's like, yeah, but so that's where the whole transformation and healing my body and coming from rock bottom to where I am today, and feeling energized, and just, my whole life has just changed. Though everyone's got a story, and I can tell you, you know, more as we go along, though everything that I studied over the years is all in order to help other people. So when I first met Dale, he got me to buy 2 books, and it was book number 1 was Healing the Child Within, and the other one was Homecoming by Bradshaw. And those 2 books I still have today, and it was all about looking at the child within. And when I'm coaching my clients right now, that's one of the tools I use to help them to get in touch with the little boy or the little girl inside of them, and to find out what is he or she saying and what does she need. I completely abandoned my little girl, and she was just had it up to here with me, and so she just was not even talking to me. So I had to build up that relationship with her and rekindle the trust, and to let her know that I was here to nurture and nourish her. And that's one of the reasons why I actually created the BENN Method, because I realized it's okay, in order to heal my body, what do I need? And I needed balance in my life. I was just bouncing off the walls and go, and running on adrenaline and cortisol, and numbing out with, you know, drugs and alcohol and food addictions and everything else. And so it was balance, and then the energy. So instead of running on adrenaline, actually tap into source energy and come from a much grounded place, and then nurture and nourish my body. Because having an eating disorder from when I was a teenager, I was not nurturing or nourishing my body. I was binge eating and purging and abusing my body and drinking loads of alcohol, and you name it. It was not nurture and nourish. So that's the 4 steps of my BENN Method. And so in the work I do to help others, I really dig deep to find out what the root cause is and what's going on for people. And so let's move on, because the reason I created the BENN Method is each one of the techniques that I teach, it's about the mind-body connection and really empowering people to take charge of their life, to take charge of their healing, to know that they can transform, transmute, transcend, and dissolve anything that's going in the physical body. Anything that's happening in the physical body started on the outer layers of our aura. So if you can imagine, you know, it's like we've got several layers of our auric field. And so the spiritual layer is where we get those insights, and, you know, the universe is saying, you know, go here, do this, you know, stop. And if we ignore those messages, then it comes down into the emotional layer, and that's where we can wake up feeling fragile, having a bad hair day, I feel like crying, I feel depressed, I feel, you know, angry. All these emotions come up, okay? And it can come up throughout the day, because we're in a human body experiencing all these emotions and feelings on a moment by moment basis. So that is when it actually lands in the physical body. That's where the body is the barometer of the soul, and your body is going, stop. and listen. And that's what I wasn't doing years ago. And that's one of the tools that I teach people today. And I actually have a 5-day course on this, where you stop and listen to your body. And what is your body telling you? What is that pain telling you? And that's where you can take your power back and actually dissolve that pain. When you can ask that pain, what's the message that you have for me? And once you can actually connect with the pain or the emotion, you get insight. Remember, we are all source energy in a physical body, and you get to experience on a daily basis what you're experiencing, and this can be the highs and lows, or it can be feeling joyful and happy and just full of energy and vitality and feeling exhilarated and enthusiastic. It's your choice, and we get to experience that every single day. So I'll move on, though. Another thing I want to add to that is being aware of the brain health and the connection to your gut health and your heart health. So it's all connected. And this is where meditation also helps, connecting. You're the conduit between heaven and earth. So you're connected to source energy and Mother Earth. And this is where self-healing also comes in. And there's lots of different techniques that you can do. And even just exercising, choose an exercise that you really love doing, any type of movement. Breathing, there's so many different breathing techniques that are just amazing and so healing for you. And then looking at the nutrition that you put in your body. So there's, from what I've experienced, is the cancer, autoimmune, chronic stress, chronic fatigue, childhood trauma, depression, suicide, or the physical and emotional abuse, the rejection, abandonment, and just feeling judged and criticized and unsupported, unloved, and told how fat and ugly I was, and how stupid and brainless I was, and couldn't do anything right, and I was a failure, and so all these old beliefs and conditioning really has stopped me in my life. And that's through everything I've studied, one by one. It's like getting more clarity on who I am as a soul, who I am being as a human being. And through everything that I've experienced, this is where it doesn't matter what people come to me with. It's like, been there, done that. I know how it feels, and this is how I can help you. So, and then I've got many different qualifications. I won't rattle it all off, because really at the end of the day, they're tools. And but I've studied a lot of different things. You can check out my website if you're curious. So over the years, I've also met a lot of fantastic people and celebrities. And a few years ago, I actually interviewed Dr. Phil, who many of you know, on the mind-body connection and how our thoughts affect the physiology in our body, and how every cell in our body is affected by our thinking. So this is where you can take charge and take back control of your life through your thoughts. And another celebrity, Stedman, Oprah's partner, and of events in the movies, Vanilla Ice. So all these people, you know, they're beautiful, wonderful people, and they've all had a journey in their life as well. And this is just some of the teachers that I've actually studied and worked with and learnt from. And I've back in, what was it, 2007, I met Louise Hay and went on the cruise ship. That's when she started doing the You Can Do It cruises, and I went over to San Diego, and then there was a bunch of different teachers on that cruise ship, so we got to hang out for the whole week, which was amazing. And some of these other people you may know, I mean, and unfortunately Tad James is no longer with us, but I studied NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy back in 2006 with Tad and his wife, and Wayne Dyer, beautiful man, and he's no longer in physical form as well. So that actually, Wayne, I met back in my 20s when he first came to Australia, and then I met him again actually on the Louise Hay cruise, and then when I was in Maui, he was there, well, where the seminar was. He lived next door, so he came to the seminar I was attending with Chris Howard. So anyway, and then, you know, Dr. John Gray and Deepak Chopra, and yeah, I couldn't fit all these people on one slide. So anyway, 3 reasons why people are not living a thriving and balanced life is they have no clarity, and maybe you've got health issues, either physical pain or anxiety, stress, depression, you know, the emotional pain, mental. And because how I work is holistically working with the physical, emotional, mental, energetic, and spiritual. And especially with trauma, you know, it could be any traumatic experience and previous abuse and previous negative conditioning, that you feel helpless and you feel unworthy, you feel unloved and unsupported, and all of this creates mental illness, which people, you know, label as depression, and then there's other health issues. So I'll just pause on that right now, though. There's 3 strategies to get you on the right path. And number 1, and this is something I love doing, and I've always been journaling, for over 30 years. Everywhere I traveled, you know, I was actually keeping a travel diary. And every single day and every city that I went to, I would record where I was, what was going on. And that was such a wonderful routine for me to just keep doing on a daily basis. And I was so dedicated and disciplined. So that is one area, you know, I'd really encourage you to do if you're not already doing it. I know that we hear a lot about, you know, gratitude journals. Gratitude journals are awesome as well, where you just pick 3 things that you're grateful for. Though if you also have another journal like I do, where you just do a brain dump about what's going on, what are you feeling, what's coming up for you. So I have 2 separate books. So that's what I do, and it just helps you to accept and acknowledge where you're at. So journaling is number 1 tip. Now, increasing your this is where you can increase your actual energy and looking at the emotional scale. So this actual scale came from the book by Dr. David Hawkins, and it's he's got these emotional scales. Power versus Force is the name of the book. So if you can see 200 and below is really low vibration, negative emotions and energy. So if you are feeling fear, well, guess where your energy goes? Way down to 100. Now, this scale only goes up to 1,000, though this book was actually written several decades ago. So we've actually broken through that scale of being limited to 1,000. It's now at an infinity, though this will give you an idea on where you are at on the emotional scale. So as you can see, love is only halfway there at 500. And if you've also heard of the 528 hertz music, which is the frequency that you can listen to, and check out YouTube if you haven't heard of that. And this is where you can play that music throughout the night while you're sleeping. And that hertz music, the music is actually working on your subconscious, but also on every cell in your body through the sound therapy, sound healing. So there's another tip for you. And so it's when people are stressed that causes, the fear, the doubts, the worry, the overwhelm and uncertainty, which lowers your vibration as well as lowering your immune system. So, and with the law of attraction, you attract more of what already exists. Okay, because you're putting that energy out there. So guess what? You're also attracting more of it. So for example, if you're holding on to anger, well, it's actually affecting you more. And this is where forgiveness comes in, because if you're holding on to that anger or resentment, you're hurting yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. So, but your body is constantly giving you the messages. And when you tune into the body, the answers are there. So it starts with your thoughts, which create a feeling. And then from your thoughts, it creates the words that you speak or the stories that you tell others. And then also the stories that you tell yourself. So this is what will create anxiety, right? And then the words generate a feeling which develops into rigid emotions. And then adding on to the stress of the beliefs and past traumatic experiences that you keep running in the background from your childhood. And then unfortunately, this is what's passed down through the generations. So our parents are doing the best that they can. And remember, they've got their own wounding and their own stuff that they're trying to work through. So they may not have been the most perfect parents, but they were perfect for you on what you agreed to come into this life to learn in order for your soul to grow. And that's the another piece to actually healing that part that may be emotionally scarred from any childhood trauma. So when you release the emotions that causes the stress in your mind and body, then you get to feel the freedom and the peace and the calm within. And then you raise up that vibrational scale. And when you feel that peace and joy and love, look where that's vibrating on this scale. So The human body has a unique way of communicating to our subconscious mind, and you need to understand the signals from your body and the strong connection to your mind. And this connection with yourself helps to attain answers for situations in your life. So remember, you are in charge. When you release the negative emotions that cause the stress and disturbance in the body and the mind, then you actually start healing anything that's causing any suffering or struggle or causing any disruption or pain, emotional pain. And it's really about identifying what are you feeling, and looking at the root cause of that emotion, situation, the event, the circumstance, and seeing it from a different perspective, seeing it from taking a step back. Because, emotionally, when we're in it, when you can take a step back and just look at, a bird's eye view, well, then we can see it from a different perspective. So like I said, timeline therapy is one of the tools that I use to help people. And the third is create new positive daily habits. And we do all of these in my 5R program. Also in the 5-day course that I actually is now on my website, you actually get to create a daily habit. And whether you want to do that or not, what I suggest is to create something that you can stick to for 33 days. And it's a new daily habit. And this is where you get to change the neurological networks in your brain to start creating a new habit that becomes so automatic. Okay, so remember when you first started to drive a car and you were thinking about all the different things, right, especially if it was a manual car. Okay, start, I have to put my foot on the brake and start, and then it's in first gear, have the foot on the clutch, and then, take the brake off, and where am I, and then, balance out, the clutch and the accelerator to start moving. And so there was all these things. Check your rear vision mirror and check your side mirrors, and where are you going? And so all these things. Now, when you jump in, it's automatic. And that's where, when you start implementing these new daily habits, it becomes so automatic that it's just part of your life. So if you want clarity on why your soul chose to be here on earth at this time, and if you want the freedom from chronic pain and you release any negative influences, just so you can feel that inner peace and that inner joy and really feel it on a soul level. And then you just have so much love and compassion and acceptance for who you are, and just understand why you came here. So it's all about going from trauma to thriving. And that's exactly what I did. My childhood was very traumatic and very abusive. And it was very painful for me, because I didn't understand why I was not loved or accepted in the family I grew up with. So, and like I said, that's why I created my BENN Method. And that's why I'm so passionate about supporting other people on their soul journey, especially if you've experienced trauma in your past. And if you feel stuck, the trauma, or you may feel the chronic stress, chronic fatigue, lost your purpose, passion, mojo, or even your will to live. I've been there. And so just to let you know, it is possible to turn all of that around, like I've said. So this is my BENN method, and it's 4 steps, and this is the foundation. I've got the 5 R's, which I'll just talk about, but the BENN method is what helped me to heal my whole life. And it's balance, energy, nurture, and nourish, which gave me a new life. And this is why I do what I do. I'm very passionate about it. It's a holistic outlook, and it also incorporates my 5R renewal program. So the 5 R's is all about renewing you, and it's 5 steps, and it comes back to your true authentic self of self-love. So the purpose is to align your mind, body, and spirit to empower you to take charge of your own health by healing your own body, whether it's an illness or disease or any imbalance in your life. Look at any areas, and all this doing. And what would happen if you just be and just feel and just feel that peace and joy. I'm just going to take some water here. So, like I said, I've got the 5R program, and I'll just skip over to a couple of testimonies. I've worked with many different clients over the years, and this was one of my clients from last year, and she had suffering from anxiety and stress and childhood traumas and old beliefs running, and so the fears were actually stopping her from progressing in her life. And this was written just after 3 months. She actually continued to coach with me for about 8 months, and her whole life just turned around. So this is another one of my clients. She did the 5R renewal program, and she was really struggling with a lack of confidence, self-esteem, not feeling good enough, lots of anxiety, and also had a lot of different traumas from her background and running old programs and beliefs. And through the 5 R's, my God, she just did such a transformation. I'm still working with her today, and amazing what she has, where she's going. I'm so excited for her. So this is the 5R renewal model, which I'll share with you, because this is the foundation to my BENN method. And so the first one is release. And when you look at release, and I want you to write down what is something that you would like to release in your life. Is it physical pain? Is it emotional pain? And if it is emotional pain, can you identify exactly what emotion it is? Or is it beliefs? Or is it old patterns and programs or behaviors or destructive habits? Like I said, I had an eating disorder, and so that's so destructive. Totally against, the nurture and nourishing of my mind and body, right? So, and also, what we're experiencing right now with, the pandemic in the last 2 years, it has brought up a lot of stuff for people, but there is a silver lining, because it's actually given people the opportunity to look at the areas in their life that's working and not working, and where the imbalances are, and how they choose to change in their life, and what does their life look like. you know, especially after the last couple of years. There's been many changes for people, and people, you know, moving interstate or new cities or completely changing their lifestyle and their work situation. So that's what we look at in the release, and then looking at any health issues, mental health issues, or if it's anxiety or fatigue, overwhelm, you know, pretty much a lot of these things, or even burnout, you know, if you ask anyone, it's like, oh yeah, that's me, but you know, I've just learned to live with it. Because stress is one of those things that you learn to live with. We all have stress in our life, though it's about learning to be resilient and not allowing the stress to bring your energy, vibration, and frequency down. Okay. So how do you deal with problems? How do you deal with various emotions like anger, frustration, sadness, hurt? If someone triggers you, does that trigger off old childhood trauma? And these experiences of trauma cause, you know, energy blocks in our body, energetically, emotionally, and physically. And then the blockage can generate the feeling out of balance or out of control or having no direction in life. And so what we do is we actually work on what's actually personally going on for you, and just know that you're fully supported on this journey. Okay. If you can just believe that no one is out there, you know, to try and hurt you, harm you, or destroy you. You are stronger than that, and you are so powerful. So believe in that. If that's just one thing, you know, to take away from this whole masterclass, is believe that you are stronger than all of this stuff that's going on. You are so powerful, and you chose to be here at this time on the planet, witnessing, watching this whole reality unfold, and you get to keep shining your light and being the light that you naturally are, because that's your true essence of who you are. So believe in you. So anyway, when we go through the from release to realign, so my background is all about, you know, the more on the body side, and then I moved into more of the energetics and the coaching and more of the spiritual. And so, but structural postural realignment is one of my areas of expertise, and identifying where the blocks are, either in the physical body or the energy field, and then where the blocks are in the mindset. And so when you really shift consciousness and expand awareness and shift it from here, then the physical body will take care of itself. So this is where the whole mind-body connection is so important and so pivotal in your healing. And so just ask, what is out of alignment within you or in your life? And what's happening in the external world is just a mirror of what's going on in your inner world. So think about that. And then restore. So like me, if you've had any health issues, I had to restore every organ, every system in my body. Just to give you an idea, my liver was functioning at 38%. That's not good. My brain was unable to even remember things and put a sentence together, and I I was so just zombied because I was, you know, the whole fatigue thing. I'd have to sleep throughout the day. I couldn't actually plan anything because it's like, oh, do I have enough energy to go from A to B and get home to have a sleep, because going anywhere was just so exhausting at the time when I was in the pit at rock bottom. So restoring my body back to vitality and health has just been an amazing transformation. And I know you can do it too if you have any health challenges. And then we get into rebalance. So this is rebalancing every area of your life. And this is where, you know, we dig deep on all the areas in your life that may be out of balance. It could be your feminine energy, your masculine energy, and how are you showing up in the world, and how are you being, and how are you operating? Because as a female in a you know, this female body, and if we're operating very in a masculine, and this was me, you know, when I lived in California from 2010, I lived there for 7 years, and I was just pushing and driving and very much in my masculine, and it was, you know, especially in America, it well, it was very competitive, you know, so I just kept pushing my body. But guess what happened? Burnout. So that's the end result. When you don't have that balance energetically, and then the body will just break down. And so, and my sleep pattern, oh, forget it. I was running on so much adrenaline and just cortisol. And so I was awake, you know, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and my whole nervous system was so out of balance. So if maybe some of you can relate to that, and let me know if that was you as well. So these are all the things that I had to bring back into balance, which again, why it all ties into my BENN method, right? So, and then you get to re-energize. Now, re-energize is where you actually feel the life force energy flowing through your body, feeling that vitality and energy and enthusiasm, and having clarity on where you're going, achieving your goals, getting the results that you're focused on. You're in that zone and you just jump out of bed and go, wow, I feel fantastic. I have the best life. I love my life. And you just feel so excited about the day because everything, you're in the zone, you're tapped in, turned on, tuned in to source energy flowing through you on a daily basis. And that's what I want for all of you. So, and just feeling that optimism and focus on where your life is going. Though the area that I specialize in, if you're not feeling that, is looking at deep down. So here's the iceberg. Way down the bottom is the area that I work with. And it's getting to the root cause of the disease or root cause of the problem. And then helping people to really take responsibility for their life and their health and recovery. And this all taps into your awareness of the mind, body, spirit connection. So when you have identified where in your body is calling out for that nurturing and nourishment, what changes are you going to take for you? What action steps will you take? And is there any addictions that you choose to restore back to have a healthy lifestyle? And be honest with yourself and because this is all about, if you can just identify but also own up. It's not about denying, the problem. It's about identifying, yes, I have this problem and I choose to do something about it. Well, then you're halfway to healing it and transforming it. And as long as you are willing, you can change anything. You can. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. And so, and let me know what is coming up for you. And or in restore, it could be restoring your resilience and belief in yourself. So building those new neural connections in your brain to restore your connection with your higher self and source energy. So then you're in flow of your purpose and have clarity with your life, your next steps, your direction, where you're going, and you can create a miracle. Because and wherever you go, you create a miracle, and that's how quickly and easily you can do it. So from the 5 R's, just have a think about it, and I'm just going to take you through a closed eye exercise. So just closing your eyes right now and just take a few long, slow, deep breaths in and out, and relax in your body. You can put your hand on the middle of your chest, on your heart, and just connect with your heart and focus on your breath. And when you do this, what it does is relaxes your whole body and calms the nervous system. So just breathe into your heart. And you can say a mantra to yourself. I am loved. I am love. I am light. I am loving. Whatever resonates with you. And at the bottom of your spine, just send a big, thick grounding cord down into the earth, wrapping it around the core of the earth. Make sure that you're ultra grounded, and just check that this big, thick grounding cord is really, well, make it the size of the trunk of a tree or a big pipe, and wrap it around the core of the earth so you're ultra grounded. And so when you really just make that secure, what I also like to do is from the core of the earth, and then I go back through, I do the figure of 8 around the planet, around the earth, through the middle. And so just imagine like a big ball of wool. So your grounding cord is just wrapped around like a figure of 8, and just make sure you're ultra grounded. Say hello to Mother Earth and feel her unconditional love that she has for you. And now just think about the 5 R's and what's priority to you. Think about what you choose to release from your life, and what actions are you going to take after today? What self-care will you commit to? And what actions to take for your health and well-being, and how are you going to nurture and nourish you to restore your body, to realign your mind-body connection, to have balance in your life. Maybe this is learning to say no to others, because when you say no to others, you're actually saying yes to yourself. And that is something that you can practice. And with others, if you're a people pleaser and you're constantly saying, yes, I can do that. Yes, I'll come here. Yes, I'll do. It's like, what would happen and how would your life be different if you just said no? And then people will respect and you having those clear boundaries. So think about that, and what changes do you choose to make? This could be implementing a new daily habit for yourself. And make that commitment to yourself, giving yourself that self-care, that nourishment, nurturing, whatever it is. And just come back and so we'll just go over the 5 R's again, which is release. So with the release, just imagine that you are pulling the plug out of the bathtub and just releasing. And so this grounding cord that you've just sent down, you're actually using that as a big drain pipe to release any stress or tension in your body. So continue to use that throughout the day and just release the tension or anything that's coming up for you. And then realign emotionally, physically, spiritually, realign your thinking mentally to achieve your desired outcome. Realign to your purpose, your vision, your mission, dreams. Where are you going in your life? Align your behavior to your beliefs. Because when you're in alignment, your behavior changes, your behavior, your actions to be in balance, then good things come to you easily and you feel energized. People come into your life and everything just flows easily and you create what you want. Just have a think about that. And then restoring is, the nurture and the nourish, that your mind, body healing, the nervous system. And this is where meditation and having that self-care and relaxation time to restore your overall health and well-being. Or whether your body, needs supplements or nutrition, if you've got any deficiencies, because your body is your vehicle. So it's important to have a healthy body in order for your soul to get around in this life and restore, rejuvenate, and harmonize the mind, body, and soul, and restoring your whole belief about what's happening in your body. So remember, you're stronger than anything that's going on. So it's about feeding your body with the nutrition, feeding your soul with meditation, feeding your mind with healing techniques, personal development tools, neuroscience, letting go of old negative thoughts, old programs, old paradigms, and changing the neurological networks in your brain to only focus on positive thoughts that make you feel good, and restoring your connection with your higher self and source energy, and be in the flow of your purpose and have a steady flow of clarity in your life, which then moves to rebalance. So rebalance all the areas in your life. Do you have a morning and a nighttime routine that you know how to reduce the stress and have resilience, and rebalance the chakras in your body, which is the energy centers, and meridians, which is the life force energy flowing through these invisible lines through your body to rebalance your energy, And then having a balanced sleep routine to support your nervous system, your adrenals, having a balanced exercise routine. That was another addiction of mine, is over exercising. So, and then you operate more from your true self instead of suffering, and just surrender to the love for you. Because if you're feeling fear, it actually blocks the brain to feel love or gratitude for yourself. Now, I know I'm running out of time here, so I'm just going to race through. Re-energize. This is where you plug in, to the PowerPoint in your life, and think about plugging yourself into a 240 volt to recharge your batteries every day and maintain that high vibration and energy on a daily basis to achieve the results and the goals. And this is where you will have the clarity, so creative every day, and just wake up feeling full of vitality. So think about that. And the outcome is just jumping out of bed, feeling motivated, joyful, feeling energized, and just maintaining that on a daily basis, and just feeling good because you know that you're in alignment with your true self. And then again, with the law of attraction, you just continue to attract more good things into your life. So another quick testimony, like I said, I lived in California for 7 years, and back in 2010, I was working with an actress. She actually had, confidence issues, and was struggling for her actual, going for jobs and doing all these things that she was doing in her work, which was stopping her from getting the jobs from the auditions. And so we worked together, and she transformed her life. And again, in the work that she does, she was able to go to those auditions and just feel so energized and confident and believe in herself. And so that was there's many different examples for that. So just quickly, the 5 R's again, release, realign, restore, rebalance, and re-energize. And what we're implementing is raising your vibration to manifest faster and clear the limiting beliefs that block you from your abundance and your joy and happiness. And so this is where I put it together in a program. And I'll just very quickly show you that this is available. If it resonates with you, I've put this together as an online program, and basically you do it from home at your own pace, and all the material is all there for you, all the videos, the quizzes, the workbooks. And what I'm doing is giving you the combination to this safe. So many people keep spinning their wheels for years and years trying to figure out what the combination of the safe is. And so what I'm doing by giving you the program is giving you the combination to this safe, which has all the aspects of your new renewed life in it. So there's 5 modules of lessons with the videos, the audios, the written, the quizzes, and then you also are online with me to implement your new life plan. And then each week we get on Zoom together live, and so you've got full support from me, from everything that's in the course. And we have a one-on-one laser coaching day, plus you get a private one-to-one call. So all this is valued at nearly $10,000. And the special for today is only $29.97. But because you're on this call, or if you're part of Beck's group that I'm doing this for, you actually get about $2,000 off. So that's a special just for this month. And the next one actually starts in April. And so why I'm offering this is because I'm on a mission to help as many people live their dream life, to find their personal true destiny and just be happy and joyful. So that's in a nutshell, but I did promise to give you a free gift. So you can download this free ebook and just go to this page and put in your name and email, and the ebook will be sent to you. Now, if the 5R program is way too much for you right now, I do have a 5-day to increase your energy, confidence, and reduce stress. And it's each day I take you through the 5 days. And this is, like I said right at the beginning, when you can tune into your body on a daily basis and identify where the blocks are, identify where the pain is, and get clarity on what is your body telling you. This is what we do in the 5 days. We also do a whole visualization exercise to visualize your new life and then rewrite your story. So this is where you completely upgrade your conscious human operating system and rewrite your new story. And then day 5, we create one small daily habit that you implement. So this course is usually $497, but the special offer just now is $97. So if you're interested in that, there's the link there. You can grab that. It's a 5-day online course, and then we get to in the Facebook group, you get to participate and engage and show me your action steps. Every day is an action step, and it's absolutely amazing. And then we can check in after that. So that's all on my website at lindabenn.com, and the 5-day discovery. So check that out. Send me a direct message if you don't find that link, and I'll send it to you. Like I said, if you're interested in the 5R renewal program at this special price, you get that for nearly $2,000 off. And the next one starts in April the 19th, and that's on Zoom every day. And so there's the link again, the 5R renewal program, and you're worth it. So thank you so much for joining me today. I know I've gone a little bit over time, and thank you. If you have any questions, please send me a direct message. Happy to help, happy to, connect with you. Send me a friend request, and let's keep the conversation going. And I'll just finish up this live. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a blessed day. Sending much love, many blessings. Bye for now.